Hello everyone. Let's turn on captions. Hi. I'm in a tiny nook in my attic right now. I'm a little under the weather today, so I'm just like nested like a little bird in a tree, just hiding away. So, thank you for being here. I love spending this time with you. I have a very gentle theme for us today. I gave a little sneak peek in the Facebook group. Oh, wow, we have a lot of people coming in today. As always, this is our 30 minutes to enjoy together, safe and sound in our attic nook or park or on the road or wherever we may be. So I'm grateful for you being here. And that's funny that I said that because the theme today is kind of related to gratitude. I know we've kind of explored gratitude in a couple ways, but it's come up for me a bunch in the past couple weeks. And I'm tying gratitude in with the natural world in a way that I hope you can follow. And as always, if you're not feeling very grateful and you don't want to explore that and you want to write about, I don't know, being pissed or resentful or some other feeling, that's also very valid too. So you could always do that. I have a couple quotes about gratitude that I would like to share. There's like a frog in my throat or something. Two things. So the reason that I was so inspired by this theme today is because a friend of mine shared an interview with a scientist named Janine Benyus, who is basically, I think, like the inventor of the concept of biomimicry, which is like using the kind of natural, amazing phenomenon of how plants and other animals work, and applying that to like the way that we design and build things in our human world. So, the way that leaves can do photosynthesis, how can we make machines work that way so that they don't give off toxic chemicals, but they give off, oxygen, that kind of thing. So she said, this is one of her like most famous quotes: beauty is the signal of the good. And it's about the way that, generally speaking, if something is beautiful and it registers to a human being as beautiful, that means it's something good to eat. It means it's something that's healthy for us. One of the examples she used was flowers, because where flowers grow, there will soon be fruit. Or sparkling water. When water sparkles, it has oxygen in it, which means that it's not, putrescent. It's going to be healthy and drinkable water. So just as an example. And then another nice natural gratitude quote: we can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorns have roses. Little perspective. So let's just get right into it. I don't need to talk today because my throat is a little funny. So warm up number one, I would encourage you to do this as a bit of a autonomic writing style. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock, and I want to just invite you to write down as many things as possible that you are grateful for without stopping, without thinking. Just get in the zone and see what comes out. All right, time is up. I got a lot out. Okay, so now second warm up. Hopefully that already made you feel happy. I feel happier and better myself already. Second warm up, look back over your list of things you're grateful for and see what of those things you can connect back to nature. Like, what are the things that are really from the natural world? 2 more minutes on that. And if you think of more things you're grateful for, great. Ooh, wow, that time went by fast. Okay, so now before we go into our free write, I wanted to share 2 resources with you that could inspire your free write even more. I have a link to that podcast interview that I told you about with the biomimicry stuff, which is just so beautiful. The woman who invented biomimicry is also really into poetry, and she was like the poetry editor for her college. So you can really see that when she's speaking. And then the other link, which is actually the first link here, is a PDF to a chapter from the book Braiding Sweetgrass. I'm sure that some of you already have heard of it. It's by a Native American woman, and it's about the connection with the natural world and her specific culture. And this chapter is called The Pledge of Gratitude, and interwoven throughout in italics is a I don't remember the name of the tribe, but a specific tribe's tradition of doing this very lengthy, in-depth gratitude list where they talk about every single element of the natural world and why it's important and why they're grateful for it. And it's just so inspiring. So I thought if you wanted to take this in a interesting direction, you could write your own pledge of something. She's talking in the chapter about the Pledge of Allegiance and how it makes no sense to her because there's this other pledge, the Pledge to Gratitude. So yeah, just explore this feeling. I just really wanted to make space for these ideas of gratitude in nature, and I hope that it feels good to you too. So we have perfectly 12 and a half minutes to free write together. Enjoy. Okay, wow, that time flew by. I am definitely going to stay with this theme and write a little more this afternoon, and I hope you do too. Would anyone like to share? You're welcome to just wave your hand at me if your video's on, or Valerie, go ahead, you can start us off. Oh, you're muted.
Okay, this is a pledge to gifts undeserving. Faces in my faces, purrs and squeaks and beckoning, eyes to open from slumbering. Feline affection, beginning joy of the day. Cereal in my breakfast bowl, bananas, milk with apple juice as I awake to my poetry muse. I spend mornings creating, writing, expressing what cannot be expressed with poise, beauty, and grace, and more grace. Grace, as I say morning prayer, of gratitude to my Father in heaven for so many gifts undeserving.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. It reminds me of Mary Oliver a little bit. Cats was number 2 on my gratitude list. Hafsa, go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name's Hafsa. I'm from the UK. I wake up every morning thriving. The nurturing peace within my sleep allows the shadows in my morning to celebrate my awakening. The warmth beneath my feet and the satisfaction in the beauty of my release is something gold cannot purchase. I make my way out to the kitchen where coffee brews and wakes up the rest of the building. And with a few buttons away, I listen to the structure in harmony and the love in my husband's voice. I have the luxury to ask for what I want, what I need without rejection. And then the strength in my calves walk me to my favorite coffee shop. And the music in my lungs allow me to build bridges for the dead. I live in a dimension where there is only room for play, and game over looks like laughter in the forest. How can I deny the abundance in my soul just because I see others refusing the light?
Wow. I really just walked with you on your whole journey, and I felt like I was right with you. That was so beautiful.
Thank you so much. I can continue that. It was so beautiful, but thank you so much for holding this space. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. I hope you share that with your family too. Let's see who else wants to read. Serene shared something beautiful in the chat. Would one more person like to go before we wrap up today? Ooh, Finley's not talking. He just put it in the chat. We don't get to hear his cool accent today.
I could go.
Oh yeah, we'd love to hear you, Frank.
Great.
And then Isabella will end with you.
So on this cold winter's day, on the edge of a continent so often unsure of itself, that can't see its face, I will sing with the butterflies, the white ones that come out in flocks. I will chirp with the crickets. I will call out with the frogs in appreciation of the wetlands. My heart will fly, joining the V formation of honking birds. No, I will not stand back, nor stand voiceless. I am blinded by too little of this, too little of that. Come with me. Sink your feet in soft sands. Hold my outstretched hands. That's it.
Wow. I didn't want it to end. Oh, Frank, I mean, you really have the heart of an eco poet. I want to become a goose now. Thank you so much. someone mentioned Jesse was raising their hand, but I didn't see it. So we can hear Isabella, and then it's okay if we stay a little extra if Jesse does want to raise their hand. Go ahead, Isabella. You're muted if you were wanting to be unmuted. Isabella, do you want to raise your hand? Wait, you already did your, okay. Oh, you can't unmute, doesn't work. Zoom is so funky that way. Just a side comment, Finley just said that he's in a public space in Orkney. And I just was realizing, I think a lot about how we create a bit of a portal when we're in this space. You know, we're all over the world and we're all together in this little screen here. And I really hadn't thought about how we're also kind of in the world, in the places that we are. You know, we're with Finley in a public space in Orkney. A person could just walk by and see all these happy faces and be like, oh, I wonder what they're doing, or ask what he's, you know, it's just really cool thought. Jesse, did you want to go? I see you're on video now.
Yeah, I can do.
Yeah, let's do it. We're kind of on a roll.
Yeah, let me just shut my window because there's a lot of birds chirping, which probably would add to it, but you know. So mine's called Animals. So on first appearance, they cannot vocalize, they cannot explain their emotions or dive into their deepest desires with us. For some are independent and some are reliant, but most display behavior only to be deciphered by those who truly know how to listen. Gratitude and unconditional love is all I hold for the small and large beings who consume my fascination. From the youthful energy of a puppy to drooping eyes of an old soul, all equal in beauty, shaping my own. Sickness, intensive care, abuse, mistreatment, climate change, and pesticides, all enemies we must face together.
That's gorgeous. You know, I mean, I'm a bit biased as being a poet and everything, but I feel like a poem like that could help a campaign for nature preservation even more so than like a Sarah McLachlan song video.
Well, I'm a veterinary nurse, so I that's the first thing you say,
Oh
gratitude.
my
What do you
gosh.
work at? So I work with animals, so it's sort of just bleh.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the pesticides recently. I know there's a few other people in the UK at the moment, but they're letting all of the bee pesticides at the moment that are killing the bees back into the selling and the industry. So it's not the best thing at the moment. I'm fairly sure it's happening everywhere at the moment, but
Did you see the Black Mirror episode about the robot bees?
Yeah.
I think that was like the first episode ever.
I don't know why. Yeah, I did. It literally came into my head as I was talking about the bees, and I was like, I can't.
How could they allow those chemicals if that episode is in common knowledge there? It's like, is that the world you want? Okay. Sorry.
Thank you very much.
I have lots of bees where I am because we let the clover grow and we don't cut the grass and kill everything else. You know, let the plants grow too.
Exactly. Thank you very much for letting me share.
Of course. I hope you share that with your coworkers too, but maybe add one more little stanza that's like a more happy one so they don't get too sad.
Yeah, bit of a blunt ending.
As we wrap up, I have a little piece of news. You know, we've been doing this workshop for 3.5 years now. And Society X is going to be doing some like changing in the way that they do their programming. And they're actually going to be refocusing on, speaking of cats, here's a cat tail, refocusing on IRL, real life events. And so they're going to be kind of maybe discontinuing or having only on-demand online programming. So next week is actually going to be our last regularly scheduled meeting of the Therapeutic Poetry Group. I am going to like repurpose this curriculum and do a different version of it in the future. It's weirdly kind of perfect timing because I'm going on a vacation to Sweden for the entire month of August. And so I was checking in to see if I should maybe cancel classes for the month of August or what. And she was like, oh, funny you reach out, because I've been trying to figure out how to talk to the teachers about this. But yeah, so after Labor Day, I am going to come back and continue to do a free online poetry workshop. So on my website, you can just put your email in this little pop-up that comes up if you would like to join the new one. And I will also send an announcement via Society X about that. But so next week will be a really sad but beautiful kind of finale to this incredible era that we've shared together. And I will definitely still be teaching. You know, before the pandemic, I never had a priority or a thought about facilitating workshops like this. And it's become such an incredible part of my artistic practice, and building the community with you and seeing you all and hearing your wonderful voices from all around the world has just meant everything to me. So we'll definitely hopefully still stay in touch if you want to. And even if I never see or hear you again, I really hope that you keep feeling your feelings and writing your words. And I look forward to having a special time next week with you all. Thank you as always.
you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you.